Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What do you do when they hurt you? How do you respond when life throws curveballs, or when someone's words or actions cut deep into your heart? Hurt, as painful as it may be, is one of life's most profound teachers. Every experience of pain holds within it the seed of a lesson, an opportunity for growth. Often when we encounter hurt, our instinct is to resist it, to push it away, or to shield ourselves from feeling the full brunt of the emotional impact, but in doing so, we miss the very essence of what hurt is trying to show us. By allowing ourselves to fully experience the pain, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of who we are and how we respond to life's challenges. When someone hurts us, it reveals our vulnerabilities. These moments are mirrors, reflecting back to us the areas in our lives where we may feel insecure, where we have unresolved emotional wounds, or where we need to strengthen our self-worth. Rather than running from these revelations, we must confront them. Hurt teaches us about our boundaries where they are too weak or too rigid. It shows us the gaps in our emotional resilience, the spaces where we still need healing or growth. Furthermore, hurt has the power to deepen our compassion. By experiencing it, we become more attuned to the pain others might be feeling. It broadens our empathy, allowing us to connect on a more human level. Accepting hurt means accepting life in its entirety, the joy, the sorrow, the lessons. And when we accept it, we begin to see that hurt is not something to fear, but something to learn from. When hurt strikes, the immediate instinct for many is to react impulsively. This reaction is often driven by raw emotions, anger, frustration, sadness, or confusion. In these moments, we can feel overwhelmed, as if the situation or person who hurt us is dictating our feelings. However, reacting is not the same as responding. Reacting is an unconscious, automatic action. It often leads to regret, misunderstandings, and more hurt. On the other hand, responding is a conscious choice, a deliberate act that allows us to regain control over our emotions and actions. When you react, you hand over your power to the situation. The hurt becomes the driver while you are the passenger, being taken wherever the emotions lead. But when you choose to respond, you take a moment to step back and assess the situation from a place of clarity. It's the difference between letting the storm control you and becoming the calm within it. This response doesn't mean ignoring the hurt or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, it means allowing yourself time to process the emotions, reflect on what's happening, and choose the most constructive way to move forward. The ability to respond rather than react requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It's about understanding that while you may not have control over what happened to you, you always have control over how you handle it. This approach transforms the hurt from something that dominates you into something you can manage and ultimately rise above. In learning to respond, you become the master of your emotions, not a victim of them. Perception is a powerful force that shapes our reality. When we experience hurt, it is not the event itself that defines the level of pain we feel, but how we perceive that event. Two people can go through the same situation, yet one might feel devastated while the other brushes it off. This difference lies in perception, the lens through which we view our circumstances. Perception acts like a filter, influencing how much emotional weight we assign to what happens to us. If you perceive someone's actions as a personal attack, the hurt deepens. But if you view it as a reflection of their own struggles or something that isn't about you at all, the sting softens. Our perception is shaped by our past experiences, beliefs, and insecurities. Often when we feel hurt, it is because the event has triggered a deeper wound or belief within us. For example, if you believe you are unworthy, even a small comment might be perceived as confirmation of that belief, magnifying the hurt. But when you shift your perception, when you realize that the comment is more a reflection of the other person's mindset than your worth, the emotional impact changes. This ability to shift perception is a form of mental alchemy. It allows you to transform a painful experience into a learning moment. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What can I learn from this?" In doing so, you take control of your emotions. You become empowered not by avoiding hurt, but by mastering how you interpret and respond to it. One of the biggest sources of emotional pain comes from our need for external validation. We seek approval from others, whether it's recognition, acceptance, or praise, to feel good about ourselves. This need makes us vulnerable to being hurt because when others fail to meet our expectations or when they criticize or reject us, it feels like an attack on our self-worth. But the truth is, your value doesn't depend on what others think of you. It never has, and it never will. The more you rely on external validation, the more power you give away, making yourself susceptible to hurt. When you detach from the need for validation, something remarkable happens. You reclaim your power. Instead of allowing other people's opinions or actions to dictate your emotional state, you begin to define your own worth from within. This shift frees you from the endless cycle of seeking approval and being disappointed when it doesn't come. You start to realize that what others think of you is a reflection of their own mindset, beliefs, and insecurities, not a reflection of who you truly are. By detaching from external validation, you strengthen your inner sense of self. You become more confident, grounded, and unshaken by the ups and downs of how others perceive you. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people or their opinions. It means you stop depending on those opinions to feel whole. When you no longer look outward for validation, you stop giving others the power to hurt you. You become your own source of approval and acceptance. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as a way of excusing or justifying the wrongs done to us. Many believe that by forgiving someone, they are condoning the hurtful actions or letting the person off the hook. But true forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It is an act of self-liberation. When you hold on to anger, resentment, or bitterness, it's as if you are carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders. This emotional burden drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you tethered to the past. The longer you hold on to it, the more it controls you, affecting your peace of mind and even your physical health. By choosing to forgive, you are not saying that what happened was okay or that the person is no longer accountable for their actions. Instead, you are releasing yourself from the emotional prison that holding on to that pain creates. Forgiveness is about reclaiming your power and peace, refusing to let the hurt dominate your thoughts and emotions any longer. It is a conscious decision to let go of the past so that you can fully embrace the present and move forward with your life. In many ways, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It is the key to emotional freedom. You don't need the other person to apologize or even acknowledge their wrongdoing for you to forgive. Forgiveness is your choice, and by making that choice, you break the cycle of pain and suffering that might otherwise continue to affect you. Through forgiveness, you reclaim control over your emotional well-being, ensuring that the past no longer holds you captive. Pain, though uncomfortable, can serve as a powerful catalyst for personal transformation. When we experience hurt, it can feel like a setback, a dark moment that threatens to overwhelm us. However, it's crucial to recognize that within this pain lies the potential for profound growth. Instead of allowing ourselves to be defeated by our circumstances, we can choose to use our experiences as fuel to propel us forward. Every challenge, every moment of hurt has the potential to teach us something invaluable about ourselves. It pushes us to confront our fears, to reassess our values, and to explore our limits. For instance, after a painful experience, we might discover strengths we didn't know we possessed. The resilience that emerges from facing adversity can help us navigate future challenges with greater confidence and insight. Moreover, using pain as fuel can ignite a sense of purpose. Many individuals have transformed their suffering into a driving force for positive change, whether in their own lives or in the lives of others. This could mean advocating for a cause, helping others who are experiencing similar struggles, or pursuing a passion that was once overshadowed by pain. When you channel your hurt into something productive, you shift your focus from what happened to what you can create from it. By embracing pain as an integral part of the human experience, we open ourselves to new possibilities. We begin to see ourselves not as victims of our circumstances, but as active participants in our growth journey. Each experience of hurt can become a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of ourselves, ultimately leading to a richer, more fulfilling life. Inner peace is a sanctuary that we must diligently protect. In a world filled with external noise and constant demands, safeguarding this tranquility becomes essential for our well-being. When we allow external events or the opinions of others to infiltrate our minds, we compromise our serenity. It's imperative to recognize that inner peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but a state of mental and emotional stability that we cultivate through conscious effort. To maintain this equilibrium, we must establish boundaries that shield us from negative influences. This involves being selective about the media we consume, the company we keep, and the environments we inhabit. By curating our surroundings and inputs, we create a buffer against the stressors that threaten our peace. Mindfulness practices play a pivotal role in this endeavor. By staying present and fully engaged with the here and now, we diminish the impact of past regrets and future anxieties. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with clarity and composure. Furthermore, engaging in regular self-reflection enables us to identify and address internal sources of unrest. By confronting and processing these feelings, we prevent them from festering and disrupting our inner harmony. This introspection fosters self-awareness and emotional intelligence, empowering us to navigate our lives with greater ease and understanding. In essence, by committing to these practices, we uphold our inner peace, ensuring that it remains a constant, guiding force in our lives.